clickbait, it was going to become another show.
See, that's where I don't agree with. I don't think that Disney is put something out and waits to see how it does before working on a new project. I don't see them working that way. So I don't think that they put these old shows out and like I don't think that they're like, all right, which one's doing the best? All right, let's do a revamping of that. I don't see them doing that. I honestly think that they were always planning, let's do this, let's do this, let's do this. Let's put the old shows, see how they do, just to see if there's even an audience or whatever.
For animation.
For animation, yeah, but I don't think they're
Kevin's goal was to bring in the X-Men. He always said...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think that them putting these shows had anything to do with that.
You're right.
I don't see that.
But because of the success of the What If show and how much the X-Men show was streaming on Disney Plus.
Oh, yeah, they probably were like more secure behind animation's
like,
gonna do well.
Let's get our feet more wet. Let's go.
Let's move the ball faster, maybe.
No, let's go waist deep into the water instead of diving full in. Let's go X-Men animation first before we release a live action of anything. That was the whole point. The whole point was for them to see how the fans were going to receive all of them, because eventually Silver Surfer is going to be a thing. Yeah. Eventually Fantastic Four is going to be a thing.
X-Men live action was always planned to be set for, like later on, only because
Kevin wanted to do it a certain way.
Correct, and
but the current
already
multiverse
had X-Men movies, so there's no rush to redo that. We've never had Iron Man, Cap, Thor, all the other movies.
No, you got to look at the time and when they acquired Fox. They acquired Fox before Endgame came out, right? Mm-hmm. So that way, because when Dark Phoenix came out and Endgame came out, that's why no one went to go see Dark Phoenix. Because Endgame came out and they knew that movie was irrelevant. You get what I'm saying? So when they, if you look at the timeline and when they acquired it and how they shifted, because the multiverse saga was already planned. Kevin doesn't have Endgame coming out and not have the next 4 years planned.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So they acquired Fox. So they're like, oh shit, we have a lot of room to grow, a lot of things to do with it. So the first project that they put out, and I was begging for it, and I said they should put X-Men in What If, and they didn't. But because Kevin told them not to fuck with the X-Men in the first season, or the second season. And I was like, oh, we're in the second season, nothing. And he said, wait. So yeah, their plan was to always strategically, and it was clickbait for all the nostalgic stuff to go out first. And after the nostalgia came out, it did great. X-Men, the animated series took off, and it was #1 streaming out of all of the animated shows. Then they're like, all right, let's get this. So then that's
the way I see them putting the old cartoons out first is just to be like, for you said nostalgia reasons, but like, hey, look, this is this is the old show. To like prep yourself for the new show, the new projects that they're coming out with. Like for example, how people could have watched the old X-Men show before '97 came out. That's the only reason I see them putting those old cartoons up. Because they own it, obviously, and it's just more things to have on their service.
Marvel's always did things their own way.
Yeah.
Right. So new animated series, new animated stories are being told for DC always, right? New series, there's this new
right?
Yeah, and there's all these different ways, and they own it. So Marvel couldn't afford to do it the way DC is. So they took the nostalgia, they took the OG footprint, and said, "I'm gonna put this out here. If it's a hit, we know we'll have hits when we put out our animation." You get what I'm saying?
I get that. I just don't agree with that. I
don't think that
I don't